his name has come up in the conversations. So, Sir Sam Jonah, good morning to you, sir. And let's begin with the Lands Ministry, because they have issued a disclaimer, right? And what does the story say, Helen?
I don't have that captured here. I'll check and see if the Ghanaian Times has it, but I believe William has it on his paper.
Okay, William has it. What does the story say, William?
Yes, it's in the middle pages. We don't engage land guards, that's according to the Ministry of Lands. The Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources has denied allegations by the Minority Caucus in Parliament that it engages the services of land guards to protect its lands. Minority members of the Lands and Forestry Committee of Parliament accused the government of engaging the services of land guards to retrieve and protect government lands, indicating that it was a revelation made by the Chief Director of the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources, Professor Patrick Agbesinyale, during a meeting with the committee. But the ministry in response said it has only engaged the services of Anyok Holding Limited, a registered limited liability company, to assist in reclaiming encroached government lands, and that particular engagement has been in effect since 2012. Below is the ministry's full statement. Helen, maybe you read the ministry's statement.
The ministry has issued a statement.
Okay. Okay, well, the statement is captured here. Government does not engage land guards. That's coming from the Lands Ministry. The Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources, by this press release refutes the allegations made by the Daily Post newspaper and the Ghana Web online news platform on the 17th day of July 2023 on a purported statement made by the Chief Director of the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources, captioned Chief Director at the Lands Ministry reveals Ministry of Lands, military and police have been contracting land guards and government engages services of land guards, Chief Director of Lands Ministry, respectively. The ministry would like to set the records straight that government, and for that matter, the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources, does not contract the services of land guards in its operations. However, the ministry, through its agency, Lands Commission, legally engaged the services of Anyok Holding Limited, a registered limited liability company, to assist in reclaiming encroached government lands. This engagement has been in effect since 2012. We wish to categorically state that government, and by extension the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources, employs legal processes to reclaim all encroached state lands. End of press release.
Okay, so what exactly is the ministry denying? That they do not engage? But listen to the Chief Director. He appeared before Parliament. Listen to him.
If he's selling it, then there's noise all over the place. Jatu has, he doesn't even sell it. He also gives it out for people to develop. Like he gets his share. And I can give you a long list of literally of lands that Jatu has cleared for us. Those are fair. To the extent that even the military, even the Ghana Armed Forces, there are lands that have been encroached by people. They hire Jatu to reclaim for them. The Ghana police, in particular, Jatu reclaims their land. If he's selling it, then there's noise all over the place. Jatu has, he doesn't even sell it. He also gives it out for people to develop. Like he gets his share. And I can give you a long list of literally of lands that Jatu has cleared for us. Those are fair. To the extent that even the military, even the Ghana Armed Forces, there are lands that have been encroached by people. They hire Jatu to reclaim for them. The Ghana police, in particular, Jatu reclaims their land.
Urban Lifestyle Radio Station. Accra gets busy on this frequency. 92.7 3FM.
Are you? If he's selling it, then there's noise all over the place. Jatu has, he doesn't even sell it. He also gives it out for for people to develop that he hurt, he gets his share. And I can give you a long list of litany of lands that Jato has cleared for us. To the extent that even the military, even the Ghana Armed Forces, there are lands that have been encroached by people. They hire Jato to reclaim for them. The Ghana police, in particular, Jato reclaimed their land.
Okay, Chato, where are you? And I thought that we had a law, 999, Act 999, that had outlawed all manner of vigilantism in this country and landguardism. The vigilantism and what do you call it? I've forgotten the nomenclature of the bill, of the act. Sorry, but there was a law like that. You remember that we put out a law, and we even put the tall list of the what do you call it? The vigilante groups in the appendix. Remember, this had to be occasioned by the president himself after we had seen Delta Force here. There in the courts chasing out National Security Coordinator 2 times in a row. Then the president asked that, look, the NDC and the APP, they get into one room and they have to outlaw or ban their vigilante groups, failing which he gave them an ultimatum, and then he brought this law. So this law was occasioned right from the top presidency. And so to hear this on tape, and that's why I find it strange that the same chief director who is caught on tape here before Parliament telling them how they had used land guard or a land guard called Jato to retrieve their lands and even fingered the police and the military, is now writing a statement to say he never did that. That is not. So which one should we believe? The words that he spoke, which were captured on tape before a committee where he swore an oath, which if he lies could be tantamount to perjury, or should we just take a statement that he wrote on a piece of paper? I don't know. I honestly do not know. What's going on?
Well, I'm looking at Section 12 of the Land Act 2020, Act 1030, protection of land and interest in land. A person who unlawfully exercises or purports to exercise supervision or control of land development in a location and who has no interest in land and extorts money or other benefits from a person who has an interest in land, or prevents a developer from developing the land, or personally or through another person unlawfully uses force or violence to prevent a person who has an interest in land from having access to the land, or drives away that person with an interest in land from the land, commits an offense and is liable on summary conviction to a term of imprisonment of not less than 5 years and not more than 15 years, or both. So if even the Land Act take care of somebody going forcefully to somebody's land who has the rights and interest in that land, and the term of imprisonment is here, but there's a conflict in the law of this land when it comes to land. And if you go to Criminal and Other Offences Act, that's Act 29, 1960, Section 39 of Criminal Offences Act, overcoming obstruction of legal rights. So a person may justify the use of force for the defense of property or possession, or for overcoming the obstruction to the exercise of any legal rights as follows. A person in actual possession of a house, land, vessel, goods, or his servants, or any other person authorized by him may use such force as reasonably necessary for repelling a person who attempts to forcibly and unlawfully enter the house, land, or vessel to take possession of the goods. So this the Act 1030, which is the Land Act is saying that if I have my rights, nobody can come and take that land from me if I have legal rights or legal interest in that land. But the criminal law too is saying that if I see someone like a land guard, I mean, if I have my property, I can literally go for any necessary force, including giving that right to any person. You understand what I'm saying?
I get you. But you see, this,
so there's a little confusion there that the law...
And look at the Act 999, 2019, the Vigilantism and Related Offences Act. It says it is an act to disband vigilante groups, including political party vigilante groups and land guards, to prescribe acts of vigilantism in the country and to provide for related matters. Right? Now, it goes on. I'll jump straight to the appendix, because the appendix then lists the section 2. The appendix is schedule 2, sorry. It lists the Hawks, Invisible Forces, Delta Force, Azoka Boys, Bamba Boys, Kandahar Boys, Bolga Bulldogs, 66 Bench, Al Jazeera, Al Qaeda, Aluta Boys, Asamankesi Forces, Bafira, Bukrisong, Burma Camp, the Crocodiles, Eastern Members, Bewa Youth, Lions, NATO Forces, Pentagon, Rasta Boys, Sese Group, Taliban Boys, the Dragons, the Rock, Tohazi. Now, all of them had been disbanded. That's what it says, that with the passage of this law, which came into being on the 23rd of August, 2019, all forms of vigilantism and langardism had been banned.
So the catch here is that when laws clash, like as you have read the Act 199,
Right.
I've also read Act 29, and then Act 1036. The latest law is what will supersede all other laws. So if you look at the Land Act, it also prevents people from going into other people's lands. So that is in tandem with Act 199, which speaks 199, which speaks against land guardism. So the issue of land guards should not even come in at all.
But this is
for the police.
This is a new law.
That's what I'm saying.
Which was championed by the Lands Ministry.
That's what I'm saying.
So how is it that this law existed? They knew about it because they were also a stakeholder in this one during the consultative meetings that birthed this law. How is that they were going to do a new law and they didn't give recourse to this one?
No, but what I'm saying that they've mentioned clearly the issue of land guards.
That's right.
And I'm saying if you look at the Criminal Act and you look at the Land Act, they don't mention the word land guard. And this is the latest law among all the 3 laws. So this one is the one that should work.
Yeah.
So anybody who uses land guards in this country has committed an offense. And the land guard himself or herself has also committed an offense. Because somebody may go to court under Act 29 and say that, look, the law says I should protect my property, my land, by necessary force. That's why I have land guards, because I've given them my authority, because I have possession, I have actual interest. But I'm saying that Act 1036 is saying that you shouldn't go and forcibly take somebody's land. And this one too has mentioned land guards.
Right. What if it makes it more interesting? Application, I mean, Section 1 of Act 999. It says the act applies to an act of threat of violence or intimidation undertaken by a person or group of persons to further the interests of that person or any other person affiliated or associated with or connected to or related to A, a political party, B, a political office holder, C, an official member of a political party, D, a landowner or purchaser of landed property, E, a real estate developer, F, a public office holder or any other person who holds an office of public nature, J, mining activities, or H, a person who engages in other acts of vigilantism. The chief director would then fall under F, a public office holder or any other person who holds an office of a public nature. And then you can also put the ministry under D, a landowner or purchaser of landed property, right? You can put it there. So you fall right in there.
The
for
only
you to have
way
said
that
on tape that you engage land guards, and for you to now to be explaining this, I don't get it.
The only catch that I think the ministry would be banking on is now they mentioned that they have contacted or they've contracted a company called Enoch to carry out whatever it is that they're carrying out. So you see the statement is silent on what type of, what
so
exactly
the
that
question
they do.
is it the Aniok or Enoch? Are they land guards?
Aha.
Or registered
And then,
land
and
guards?
already with that, just a cursory look online, I've tried to find their website. It's taking me all around the houses. Yesterday, last night, Al Hassan Sweeney was on Ghana Tonight.
Right.
And as per this statement, they say they've been using Enoch since 2012. He goes on to say that that as per his checks, this company was registered in 2014.
Was incorporated in 2014.
So
That's
already
the 1st
now,
of September 2014.
So already now you see that there is some question marks surrounding this company. What is it that they do? Is there a way that the ministry can absorb itself or fall out of this catch? But it appears that that's what this ANOC company is doing. It's not rocket science.
Alassane Suhuyini, a member of parliament for Tamale North, who has been on this charge, I think since Monday or Sunday, he was part of the committee before which the chief director appeared. And you know that when you appear before a committee, it's a closed user group. But their what do you call it? Their proceedings are recorded because it is a meeting of record. So everything you say is recorded. But even before you start speaking, you have to take an oath to speak the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God. So now if you go before a committee of parliament where you are supposed to be given some accountability notes, and then you go and say there that, oh, you have even engaged land guards in the name of Jato. You didn't mention this ANOC that you're mentioning now. And you even go ahead to say that, oh, even the police and the military, they also use that. That's where my worry comes from. Because the police is supposed to be stopping the land guards. The military is supposed to be stopping the land guards. How they themselves now are complicit in breaking the law. And they are all quick to come and say, oh, we don't. But the man was caught on tape. And William will tell you, nothing convicts a man faster than his words. So now that he has said this, and it's captured on tape, and the tape is here, this letter, that's this press release, it means nothing, really. Because unless he's able to tell us that somebody at the meeting threatened him. Because when let's play the video, let's play the audio again.
If he's selling it, then there's noise all over the place. Jato has, he doesn't even sell it. He also gives it out for people to develop. Like he gets his share. And I can give you a tall list of of lands that Jato has cleared for us. Jatos are fair. To the extent that even the military, even the Ghana armed forces, there are lands that have been encroached by people. They hire Jato to reclaim for them. The Ghana police, in particular, Jato reclaims their land.
So he says he does it for us. He helps us. He doesn't sell the land. When he claims the land, he gives it to us. Well, be Ghana we day. But somebody needs to do some answering.
Maybe Jato has expertise in land reclamation.
Well, no problem.
Oh, well,
but is he, like you asked, is he a land guard?
No, but this one is they've come to reject the Jato angle. They brought the ANOC, and it's the ANOC that I'm asking whether they are registered land guards.
It's not about your rejection. What you swore an oath, knowing the consequences that because the ministry is led by a lawyer. Let's not forget that. And the chief director would not have gone before the committee of parliament without the counsel of the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources. Unless he didn't go that day with the lawyer. Because anybody who went there, we can check from parliament, the Hansard, who appeared before the committee. And that one too, we will find it. Whether we'll catch them pants down or red-handed, whatever it is. But he went there and he said this. He didn't, did he not know about this ANOC company?
Well,
did he not know when he appeared before? He was specific in his answer. He says Jato. And then somebody even asked, so Jato, blah, blah, blah. And he kept answering that and even implicated the police and the military. So what is he talking about now?
This ANOC Holding Limited, as per the internet, they say they're a finance company. Everything I've looked through.
What the Act 1036 is encouraging is that a person with interest in land may apply to a court for a restraining order against a person who unlawfully exercises or purports to exercise supervision or control of the land. So if somebody comes to your land, the law is just advising that you go to court. But we all know how the wheels of justice grind slowly, for which reason people would want to resort to other means to protect their property. Right. And the confusion comes when we look at the criminal law and the same land law, and then we come back to the law on vigilantism. So I think the Attorney General and the Parliament should look at all these three laws and then put them together and see clearly where, because The criminal law gives me the power to protect my land
Right.
by any means necessary.
But through
necessary.
through the right, because if you
They say in necessary force.
well, necessary force that you are
And
using an
I can
illegal
transfer.
entity.
No, I mean, I can
But
transfer.
by 999, it's illegal
That's what
to
I'm saying.
engage
So
land guards.
the land guard description, if I give you the interest to go and protect my land, does that become that does that make you a land guard?
Yeah, I'm a land guard.
Yeah, but if you're a land guard, the law says that necessary. If even a land guard uses necessary force, you see, these are where the arguments will come. If the land guard, the so-called land guard, is using necessary force per the law, per criminal code, other offences act, criminal and other offences act. But
The land guard
I'm
is
saying
not
that-
even supposed to exist in the first place by this law, Act
what is
999.
the definition of a land guard?
Well, it is here.
Yeah,
it
I
is
mean-
here. It's defined here.
What do they do?
That act to an act, or this act applies to an act or threat of violence or intimidation undertaken by a person or a group of persons to further the interest of that person or any other person affiliated or associated with or connected to, related to, then it lists all of them. So which includes a landowner, political
Exactly.
party,
So
blah, 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 blah,
that's
blah,
what I'm
blah.
saying, that what is going on this morning tells us that we have to take a look at these three laws.
That's
And
right.
find a way, because land is an issue in Ghana.
And even further than
yes,
that, take it back to the foundation. Why do we have all of these issues of land guardism? It's because our land system is so flawed.
But our 1036
flawed.
tries to cure all these anomalies and all these issues.
For me, the bigger picture is that there have been concerns about land grabbing.
Yeah.
All the prime lands and cantonments and
politically exposed
Yes.
individuals.
And for you to have this, I mean, state bungalows.
Yes.
Growing up, the places I knew around cantonments and the rest,
Yes.
where top officers used to live. Most of those Roman region, those places, you go, it's been sold to